I called someone the other day, and she was like, the previous week, the last time we seen each other, she had been suffering with some allergies, right?
Right.
And so her face was a bit swollen up. And so when I called her, I said, "Hey, how's your face?" Which I thought was fine, but the other people who were around me were like, "That's ridiculous. You can't ask someone how their face is on the phone." Do you think that's inappropriate? Because I think that's okay.
I mean, there's like, someone was telling me a story the other day about how someone messaged them and was like, "Hey, how are you? I miss your face." It's kind of like one of those, "Hey, how's your face?"
Oh no!
Hey.
No, because I wasn't like, "Oh, how's your cute little face?" It's like, no, sincerely, like, how is your face? Because if she'd
You're just
broken
going straight in there, no
Yeah,
foreplay,
because-
no warming
no,
up the
no,
conversation.
but listen,
just
because, like-
look, I've called you. I want to know one thing and one thing only. Tell me what it is, and we can be done with this.
No, it was because we were talking about a few different things, and like, but the first thing, like, it was like, imagine like someone's been off work because they fucking, I don't know, broken their leg or something,
Right.
And you'd be, "Oh, how's your leg doing?" Like,
Yeah.
you want to ask, and so the thing that was wrong with her was her face was blown up last week. So
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, "How's your face?"
That's fine.
Okay, swearing, spoilers, and opinions.
Hello, and welcome to 250 Reasons to Stay Indoors. I'm Jordan.
My name's Kieran.
And my name is Big J Mac.
Ones and twos.
Inside the podcast. Boys.
Okay, we've just watched some garage stuff, and it was
Yeah, sorry about that. So this week,
It flippity bit.
it's the podcast.
so well done. On the ones and 250 reasons.
It's the podcast where we watch the IMDB top 250 films and we tell you whether they're worth staying indoors for or outdoors for. We are watching this week, Kieran,
Snatch!
on the ones and twos.
And it is number 104 on the list, and it came out in the year 2000.
Have you seen the film?
Yes, I have. We've seen it before.
Have we?
Yeah, we saw it when we just lived together.
Oh.
Yeah. But we'll watch it again.
Yeah, we
Watch
will.
it again for the purpose of this show, so that it's nice and fresh in our brains.
Freshen our brain stems.
Exactly.
Jeez.
John, have you seen this?
Of course
film
I
before?
have.
Course I
am, you slag.
Basically, where I grew up, you come out the womb. And
Come out the snatch.
Oh, come out the
Ding,
snatch.
ding, ding. Thank you. Thank you.
It flippity bit. And then the doctor comes out with a little DVD player,
Fills it out.
wheels it out on a trolley next to the old anaesthesia machine.
Just like it's recorded over the Pingu cassette.
Yeah. And there you go. It's the first thing you do as a baby, slaps your ass, and then you watch a bit
Puts
of
you
Billy
in the
Jones.
incubator.
If it wasn't a film about what we already know what it's about, what would you think Snatch was about?
Film about vaginas.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, John. Same.
Fannies, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what
That's so good.
what do you say? I don't know what.
Yeah, Kieran.
Yeah, I guess you've said it all. I mean, I was going to say like grabby children, but like it's just not
Grabby children? That
you
sounds
know.
worse than fannies.
Yeah, well, it's not. I mean, it's not nearly as funny as fannies, is it? Because it's fannies, isn't it? Fannies and willies, like they're
Yeah.
the two funniest things.
Moving on.
Should we just bloody watch the film?
Let's go.
Let's bloody watch the film. And we're back with a couple of fast thoughts. Snatch,
Squeaky dog noises.
Diamonds.
gypsies,
London.
Caravans.
Tyrone, you silly fat bastards.
What do I know about diamonds?
Big farms.
Twins.
Goldie.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Go
Yeah.
Yardies.
Bad boy yardies.
Oh, I see your yardie and I raise you a bad boy.
Raise you a flippity bit. Bad boy.
Bullet teeth.
Twins.
Oh, you did-
Done twins.
Really?
Twins
did
has
twins,
been had,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Twins
shit.
has been had.
All right, that's it. Then we're done.
Ah, fine. Fuck it.
So, Kieran, have you got a?
Now, listeners, I will tell you what is about to happen, ladies and gentlemen. I will try and summarize the film in 15 seconds. It is very hard to do. Let's go. Come on, Jordan. Come on. Come on.
I was ready, and you were filling for me.
Yeah. Yeah, so...
And then you stop when I take a drink.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
So there's this guy who wants to... He's a fucking boxing promoter, and he wants to get a guy to fight, but he fucks it because he loses his fighter. The guy who knocked out his fighter ends up being the fighter and ends up screwing everyone over in the end.
I probably stopped that a
no.
second later than it needed to be.
So-
So I'm going to say 18 seconds and 46.
Okay.
Lose.
Now, okay, I don't think I did it very much justice.
But it's like last week.
It
How,
is
how
like
do
last-
you do it? It's just so many different lines.
Because following the main motive of the film, it's like you've got Jason Statham, who's trying to get... He's a boxing promoter. He just wants his bloke to go down in the 4th round of a fight, right? Because it's all rigged and whatever. He wants to be honest, but there's some big gangster guy wants like his guy to go down in the 4th round, blah, 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 blah. But there's this whole thing about...
Sorry, are you doing a synopsis now? Is that what's...
Okay, sorry. Well, I was okay. Let's.
I just accept
It's
it.
like,
yeah.
how did we get here?
Sorry. Okay, let's play the music. Let's go to the synopsis. Okay, now, so what's going on? You've got Jason Statham. He's like, does this whole thing about diamonds? We'll get to it. He's a boxing promoter, and he's got his lackey, and he's got his gorgeous George, who is his fighter.
And his lackey's called Tommy.
Jason Statham is called Turkish because his parents met when they in a plane crash from Turkish Airlines. Which is just a little bit of insight into, I guess, Jason Statham's character, which is not pertinent to the
I
plot.
never picked that up.
Yeah,
I
he,
didn't know that.
he explained that.
Yeah,
He
I
explained
didn't know that at all.
I've seen this film so many times. I've never known
Kieran,
that.
you're blowing my
explained
mind.
that. Yeah, he explained that.
Why would you? Because I'm always just thought that must be a nickname. Because
No,
why
I
on earth
never
would you
knew.
ever call a child Turkish?
I didn't know his
He
nickname.
literally explained that in one of the first things he said.
Yeah.
Jason Statham, all he wants to do is have his boxer do a fight, and he wants to earn some money from the fight by having the big gangster guy. The big gangster goes to him and says, I want your bloke to go down in the 4th round. I'm rigging a bet so I can win loads of money.
Big
And
gangster guy's called Bricktop.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And by this, Jason Statham will get some money as well, I presume. So some shit starts to go down when Jason Statham sends Tommy to go buy a new caravan because their caravan's fucked. So they go buy a new caravan from some gypsies who they called pikeys, and I'm not huge on that. I'm going to call them gypsies. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Apparently, travellers is the most PC term.
I think so.
Depends. I think it depends on the
Let's go travellers.
person.
So he goes to some travellers, and they are selling some faulty caravans.
They buy the caravan and then they take the caravan away, but then it comes off the wheels. And then they're like, we want our money back. And he's like, well,
Why do you want to
I'll
caravan your
fight.
fucking wheels? That's what he says.
Very good impression.
Yeah.
Can you jump in with any of those impressions? Because I really...
exactly, yeah. And then he's like, I'll fight you for it. And then-
I fight you for it. I fight for the caravan.
yeah. And then they have and then he fights the gorgeous George.
And Bush fucking knocks me out.
But it
in
turns
one
out,
punch.
yeah, he's a bare knuckle. What
a
did he call it? It was like a
bare
gypsy
knuckle
bare
champion.
knuckle champion.
Gypsy
or
bare
something
knuckle
like
champ,
that,
yeah.
Yeah, so Jason Statham goes to Bricktop and he's like, Bricktop, we've lost our fighter, but we've got another guy.
We've lost George.
The rest of the film generally is this time it's generally is Jason Statham trying to make this fucking fight happen with Brad Pitt, the traveller, as the new fighter.
Yeah.
They have the fight. He doesn't go down in the 4th round like he's supposed to. Turns out that Brad Pitt, the traveller fighter guy, has been clocking the whole thing the whole time. He's been rigging the whole thing in a way himself to kill all the people he doesn't like, and he just runs away in the end. The film ends with Jason Statham and Tommy finding a dog with a diamond in its belly and they still finish like well because they get this diamond. This diamond comes from like a different part of the film, which we can now add on to, but I just want to like end this the plot, the main plot of the film.
Okay, well done.
That was pretty well done.
I think this
smart,
is the way to do these fucking stupid plot films.
Do the
It's
main
like-
plot and then do the side bits.
Right, okay,
a good
right,
idea.
okay. So here's synopsis: the side bits.
So the side bit is actually where the film starts.
Yeah, okay, check that out.
So-
Imagine if we'd have started there. Fuck me.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, there's an American guy who wants a jewel, who's set up for like a heist. Basically, this group of people go in and take the jewel. The only guy that's really important out of this group is this guy called Frankie Four Fingers.
Yeah.
So he's the guy that works for the American guy. And this is all like part of this like Jewish community. So there's a lot of like Jewish stuff going on here. Like it's in like they're all dressed up as like Hasidic Jews when they go in to steal, and the American guy is Jewish, and they're taking it to an English guy who is also pretends to be Jewish but isn't actually Jewish.
Can
But
I pause for
apparently
a
it's just good. No, apparently it's just good to be Jewish in the diamond trade. Go.
Sorry, I could have sworn that Brad Pitt was pretending to be one of those Hasidic Jews.
No.
Was he not the one?
No, who played Freddie Four Fingers then? Frankie Four Fingers.
Frankie Four.
Who played that?
Del Toro.
Frankie Four Fingers was the guy with the briefcase. And
Yeah, but before, like when they were still doing the heist, was he the one who was basically running the heist?
Yes.
Yeah. He's the one talking the whole time as they go through. Like
Right.
there's two of them having a conversation.
I just found it so fucking weird that maybe I was looking for Brad Pitt.
They do look
in the
similar.
film.
They do look a little bit similar.
Yeah,
I
a
think.
bit. Yeah. I
Okay,
suppose.
sorry, as you were talking.
So he takes the diamond and to what's his face? This what's this? The head.
I've got all the names. By
Thing the head.
Bricktop.
Met the head. Met the head. His name is
Doug the head. Doug the head.
Is it Doug?
Doug
Doug the head. There you go. Met the head.
Mutt the head. Yeah.
Met the
The
head.
guy who's not Jewish, who's pretending to be Jewish. The dual
And
self.
Doug the Head tells him about a fight that's happening that night or something like that. Oh no, sorry, no. Boris the Blade, who he's buying a gun off of, tells him about a fight.
And he's got a gang.
No, he's like, I want you to take someone out for me.
Because one of the people that was doing the heist was Boris's brother. And he tells Boris about the diamond. He's like, yo, Boris, we need to get this diamond, but it cannot be done by you. It cannot be Russian because they cannot know that I was involved. So Boris then formulates this plan where basically he tells Frankie to go and place a bet for him on a fight. And he gets these other guys, Saul and Sonny, I think it is, who run a pawn shop, to hold up the bookies whilst he's in there so they can get the diamond. So it should go nice into plan, but it doesn't, obviously. So Frankie ends up stuck in the van that he was in because they've parked into, like, Saul, Sonny, and this guy Tyrone have parked into the van, so they can't get out. So he can't get out, and they've like gone to hold it up. Basically, it all goes to shit. Saul and Sonny have tried to rob unknowingly Bricktop's bookies. So Bricktop comes over trying to find them, and then they're like, and he's like, "You're gonna fucking die." And then they're like, "We know where there's a diamond." He's like, "Show me the diamond." They go, and then they're trying to get the diamond. They don't get the diamond, but Bricktop's dead. I kind of lost faith in this halfway.
Okay.
By the end of the film.
Christ,
Okay,
he
you
skips-
skip loads,
skip
yeah.
like three, but
Well, they don't get the diamond.
It's a very long plot line. A lot of
Yeah.
twists and turns. A lot of issues.
Basically, what I'm trying to say is there's just like some other characters. We didn't even mention Vinny D.
Vinny D, like Lock, Stock, is the enforcer. He pops in,
Yeah.
he fucks some shit up, and he leaves.
Yeah.
He's not a main character.
He
really,
plays
is
a guy called Bullet Tooth Tony, who is hired by the American guy when the American guy comes over to England when he finds out that Frankie Four Fingers has gone missing
And he's
with his
after
diamond.
chasing Boris the
yeah.
Blade.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically it.
I think you covered it.
Nice one.
I think you covered
End of
it.
film.
I think that's about as good as we're going to do
Finn,
for a
roll
synopsis.
credits.
So, beefs. Looking at you, Kieran, because
Well-
I have none.
Okay, well, like general beef with Pikey, like, and how much that was being used. I
Right,
think
yeah.
maybe at the time it wasn't as derogatory, but like,
I definitely
Yeah,
don't
I
think
don't
it
know.
was.
I think at the time
Massively
it wasn't that a
happy.
big thing.
Oh.
I don't. I think that film's still, if you think about it for the time, that film is quite old.
Pretty much like last week, I don't have specific moments where there's something to pick out. Like my beefs tend to be parents are shit,
Yeah.
or like that is unrealistic, or that's not scientifically possible. The physics don't make sense. Something like that. Like it all checks out. It's all like I could imagine all of those things happening. Obviously it's a ridiculous plot as far as like crazy either coincidences or like, for example, someone throws a carton of milk out of a window and it causes another really integral part of the film to happen.
Yeah.
And so there's loads of coincidences, but I can believe that it happens. But same as last week, the point where it's like the emotions and the drama in the film is lacking because there has to be so much shit that happens. They have to cram so much plot into it to keep, and they have to keep the pace so fast that I feel like they can't really settle into any particular character because like again, like comparing to Trainspotting probably had less of the random crazy plot points and stuff, so that they could further invest into the drama of a particular character. The most invested I got into someone's character or something like that was in the slow-mo bit when there's a massive punch that Brad Pitt's character gets in the last film, in the last fight.
In the last film.
So yeah,
Snatch 3.
It's Snatch in space, and there's a massive punch, and he like almost his lights completely go out. And when he's supposed to like hit the concrete floor of the boxing ring, like it transitions like snapshot to like an underwater scene.
Yeah, as if he's fallen into the water.
Yeah, like into the abyss or something.
And then he's looking up and he's seeing himself getting punched.
Yeah, so it's like that's the only time where there's some like emotional investment into a character. And it's not even because it's
what about
like,
when his mum's burning?
Yeah.
That's pretty emotional.
But you still have the narration of Jason Statham being like it was like Bricktop decided to turn his caravan on his mum's caravan on fire while she was still in it.
And then it's done, and then you just see the emotion with all of the massive attack underneath.
It's a few minutes of massive attack. And just him trying to get in the caravan.
That is massive attack. Okay, well, yes. So you see what I'm saying? How like Brad Pitt's character is the only one that I feel somewhat connected to, and everyone else is just
I
like
agree.
everyone else. Is like,
the majority, all the characters are not very deep. Like they're not very complex characters.
It's a Guy Ritchie film, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's what it is.
It's a Guy
but you've
Ritchie
got
film.
loads of different characters. That's the thing.
I think the idea is to not get attached to them because they're all very dispensable.
Yeah.
They could just die at any
That's
minute. And
where
most
the
of them
stakes
do.
are. Yeah,
And most of them do
None
die
of them
at the
are.
end.
There's not like you don't really know who the hero of the film is going to be. Like you don't have anyone that you know is going to make it.
Yeah, I mean, you
the
spend
end.
the least time with Brad Pitt's character, but then he's the one who comes up trumps, and the rest are fucked.
Yeah.
So it's like perhaps that's on purpose.
To be honest, I think the most probably one of the more interesting characters would be Tommy.
Yeah, I think so too, because he has some development when he gets the balls to like put a gun in people's face. Yeah, like when he eventually does that. But
we see him go from little bitch boy to big Johnny Bollocks.
Have you heard that the new term for little bitch boy is a soy boy?
A
Soy boy beta cuck.
because like instead of being like a cuck, it's a soy boy because it comes from guys who would like eat too many foods that would counteract their testosterone. Because like soya like gives estrogen.
Is that why? I never
Did you ever
knew
think
why.
about maybe like starting a new podcast where you just dissect current slang?
right wing phrases?
You know what? I would really like to do that. Yeah.
So today we're going to be talking about the word quid.
Where does waste man come from?
That's one thing that I did.
And how do you know if you are a waste man?
That's one thing I did do watching these two films was look up how many different words there are for money. In like Cockney rhyming stuff.
Yeah.
And some of it was baffling. It was Paul McKenna.
A Paul McKenna.
What, for a tenner?
Was it?
Oh, fucking
I
hell.
love that.
Some of this, this is just rhyming slang that you have definitely made up.
Some twat made that up last year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That wasn't
I do really like dissecting some of it, because there were some things where like you would understand what they were saying either by context or by actually knowing what the rhyming slang was.
Yeah.
And then there were some of them where it's like, hold on a
Reaching.
second.
Yeah.
Like, but then it's part of the charm of the thing. So
I think, to be honest, there's quite a bit of Cockney rhyming slang that is definitely reaching. Like, just in general, it's like, just say the word. Like, it's like you'll like replace like a 1-syllable word for like 15 syllables.
It's not quick.
Yeah.
John, do you have any beefs?
I have a couple. One of them's a bit boring because as somebody who really likes sort of combat sports, boxing and MMA, Brad Pitt's footwork is fucking shocking, mate.
Really?
Completely 110% static. Most of the time facing directly towards him, feet each side. Pissed me off a little bit, if I'm honest. And also his Irish accent's quite inconsistent, if I'm honest, as well. When he first comes into the camp, he has this really sort of fucked up accent which sounds nothing like...
But don't they say that's the point, isn't it? When it's Turkish is saying it's not
the incomprehensible part of it.
It's not Irish, but it's not.
I understand
English
that.
either.
Yeah, but like a traveller accent, it doesn't sound like a traveller. It just sounds like a fucked up English accent. But then when he's hair coursing, with the periwinkle blue, blue.
Oh, it's just terrible.
Periwinkle blue.
Yeah, terribly
That's
partial to the
fucking
periwinkle
brilliant.
blue.
His accent there is fucking on point, mate. It's 110% reaching for that.
I don't know, because like I got the nicheness of the accent. Like, as much as like the narration gives an out for Brad Pitt to not be consistent with an accent by saying, it's neither here or there.
Should still be somewhat reflective, I think.
Yeah, I guess so. But are we united about this Irish accent?
I like it.
I think overall,
yeah.
But I don't. Yeah,
overall
I mean, it's that free pass of it not supposed to be an Irish accent in the first place makes me like that does it for me. That's fine. Don't care.
Yeah,
that's because you're English.
Right.
Are we done for beefs? Are we ready to move on to bits and bobs?
Well, I don't really have any other than the fact that Boris like carries a fucking meat cleaver with him, like on his belt. Like, who does that?
Yeah, Baroski.
Yeah. I mean, Boris the Blade does that.
Yeah.
So.
That's a hassle though, because when you're sitting down, do you remember when we spoke about in Spotlight?
Yeah.
When
sitting down with your hands in your pockets.
Yeah, and that's just not practical. Like sitting down with a meat cleaver, like on your waist.
Yeah.
That's like that's like having a massive hand.
Yeah, it's like having a massive hand
in your pocket. And then you're not going to sit down. You're just going to have to stay with your legs straight the whole time.
Similar. How does Tommy sit with that massive gun? Right, as Turkish said, pointed at his bollocks.
Yeah.
That is Jacobs.
That's the one that I worked out. I was like,
blow your Jacobs off.
Yeah. I mean, I got it by context, but then I was like, Jacobs, crackers, knackers as slang
I
for
didn't
balls.
get that.
You didn't get that?
I hear Jacob and I just think
blow your
Jacob's Creek.
Off, blow your crackers off, blow your knackers off. Yeah.
Jacob's crackers. Okay.
Jacob's Creek. Tory nonce.
What is Jacob's Creek?
It's a wine.
Fuck off.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought what's
not a very good
I'm thinking
wine.
of Jonathan Creek now.
Who's that?
That's that TV show that has what's his face in it from QI? Alan Davis. Jonathan
You
Creek?
lost me there, mate.
No? He's like
I'm
a
out.
PI or something. That was Alan Davis.
The two dragons were saying you can fuck off.
I would love it if you were a dragon, mate.
Fuck off out of here, mate.
Should we do a little quotes and bit segment? Because like usually we don't like doing too many quotes because they don't come across that well. But let's just fucking do them, get them out of the way because some of them could work quite nicely.
This is
Pull your tongue out of my arsehole, Gary.
Don't do that.
You're not a dog, are you, Gary?
What I liked about essentially I clocked about being an ard nut Cockney geezer. You
sound like you struggle so hard to drop your H.
Yeah. No, I was deliberately doing it.
Oh, okay. I apologise.
It was for the comedy. I took one.
Well, we all appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Is basically you can say really serious or not necessarily like a big deal stuff. You could say anything, but saying it very slowly and very sincerely and quite like quite severely. So, for example, Jordan, can you pass the coffee? Everything sounds like a threat. It doesn't have to.
Yeah.
It does.
doesn't have to.
You're so right.
Put a leash on her, Turkish, or she'll get bit. And you don't want to get bit, do you, sweetheart? 2 minutes, Turkish. How are them sausages getting on, George? 5 minutes, Turkish. What?
Yeah, but then when he was like, "Oh, it was 2 minutes, 5 minutes ago," like when he said whatever line that was, it's like, okay,
Yeah, it didn't need to be said, did it? I was feeling
that
that.
felt very
Yeah.
Amdram.
Yeah,
That felt
yeah.
like, okay,
That's Jason Statham's character in any film ever, isn't he? Like just drawing shit out for no reason. I got my favourite, and still use this today, is in the quiet words of the Virgin Mary, "Come again."
Yeah, I fucking loved that. I fucking loved that. That was very,
That
very
is
good.
perfect.
I mean, like, it's something where you've misheard the person, you're asking them to repeat themselves, and you've, like, made it into such a long sentence.
That's the beauty of it. You're drawing out yourself to be a right bastard.
So in general, I didn't like the acting, but fucking Brickhead, is that
Brickhead.
Sorry.
Bricky.
Bricktop.
He lives in Minecraft land.
His acting was fantastic because all of those like little quippy lines and his delivery of everything, like he personified that role like perfectly.
I feel like his teeth were so accurately gross.
They were so accurately British. They were so fucking British, especially
tea stained and
yeah, and like really thin lower teeth.
Yeah.
Especially in the opening credit sequence, we reference all of the names. So there's fucking shitloads of names that they go through. Cousin Ali, Soul, Mickey, Vinny, Frankie Four Fingers, Bucket Tooth, Tony, Tommy.
Bullet tooth.
Sorry, it's a bucket tooth. I'm trying to read my handwriting.
He got shot by 7 buckets. And then he got them put in his mouth.
I think he just walks around with buckets of teeth and just dashes them at people like, "Come here, you mug!"
Just smashing his own face in. That's why he's such a nutter now.
I just keep your teeth and I throw them
He
back
used to
at
be
you.
the village idiot, just walking around smashing his face in with a bucket.
You've also got Tommy, Gorgeous George, Turkish, Boris the Blade, Doug the Head, and Bricktop. So there are all those fucking people that came
Sorry,
in.
what was that second from last one?
Doug the Head?
Oh, I thought you said Dumperhead. I was like, who the fuck is Dumperhead?
So I heard it right.
And that opening credit sequence looked so much like the "you wouldn't steal a car."
Yeah.
It was so fucking 90s, like early 2000s production.
One of the things I noticed, which I, for the first time watching this, because I was watching it obviously a little bit more closely than I've ever watched it before,
Right.
You know, for the purposes of the podcast. The first scene when they're doing the whole the actual heist with as the Jews are going through, it's filmed on like old security TVs, and that's just done so well.
cool,
I was just like, this film is shot so well. It's like such clever way. I've never noticed that before. Like I've never noticed that you're watching like little security cameras, like as if you're like a security guard watching these people go through. What an interesting perspective to take to like to tell that little opening part of the story.
And the audio kind of changes with the cameras as well, which
Yeah.
is quite nice.
Yeah.
It's very clever, that scene.
Yeah.
I didn't find it that amazing, to be honest.
Well,
you can fuck
Mr.
off.
Milton Keynes here again to slag off the Southerners.
Yeah.
As if Milton Keynes is northern.
Anything outside the M25 is the north. Right? You go outside that. Anything past Hertfordshire, that's Scotland.
There were 5 tits in this film for the genitalia tab.
Oh, did we have a side boob?
We had
just
side boob that
an
turned into
unfortunate lady.
boob. Full boob.
A side boob that became a boob boob.
there were some moments where I had to like do a quick pause to be like, oh, am I seeing nips? Because if I'm seeing nips, then I'm counting them as boobs.
Yeah.
Wasn't there the bloke from Trainspotting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he drags him through the window and stuff.
Hey, you right, Tony?
Hey, Tony.
Are you not around much these days?
Yeah, you're going to make it with me, well. Your accents are dreadful.
Are you using shit for toothpaste?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do Scottish at all.
No.
I really can't.
You did say that in the previous podcast.
Yeah.
I've heard you say you
That's
specifically
why
avoid
I made my way all the way through How to Train Your Dragon without doing a single Scottish accent.
You come here and you just drop a big deuce on Scotland.
I really
Like
did.
that.
I'm really
You just
sorry.
make a big
I
dookie.
picked like someone with one of the thickest Scottish
Yeah,
accents.
proper full Glaswegian
Yeah.
guy to be like.
Hey,
really
you committed
massive.
to it though. You
I did.
really
I
went
did.
for it, and
I
I
went
respect
in
that.
again.
I'll
so
give you that.
thank you.
I'll give you that.
It's because when I did the first one in my head, that sounded okay.
I was all right. I was like, you know what, Jordan? Considering your previous track record with Scottish accents, I'll
Thank you.
hand it to you for
Appreciate
that
it,
one.
yeah.
But then
Whenever
Start
I
strong.
remember there was this like joke that my uncle told me, and he was Jamaican, well, he is Jamaican, and I'd always, when I tried to tell it, I'd tell it in a Jamaican accent, but it was like years and years ago, and I couldn't really do a Jamaican accent very well, and I'd always end up going into Scottish for the punchline.
How?
Yeah, I don't know, because it was
not
like
even close, really,
it was just like this bit where there's a monkey and he says Jesus Christ, but I'd always be like Jesus Christ, and it would just come out like more Scottish than Jamaican, and I was like, I need to stop telling this joke.
Yeah, pick the room.
Yeah.
Could you have jerk haggis?
Wow, you probably could.
Because I think
it's just a seasoning,
isn't it?
Yeah.
because I think white people think you can make jerk anything, and that's
Wow.
like I don't really enjoy like how there's a lot of like, oh yeah, jerk this, jerk that, jerk broccoli. It's like no, jerk's
I mean, you
not
can
for
add
vegans.
jerk seasoning to stuff. It doesn't make it jerk American, like Caribbean food. It's just not
Yeah,
how it works.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You can add
You
jerk
could-
seasoning
you-
to fucking shoes. Doesn't make them,
Yeah.
a delicacy.
You could probably add like red Thai curry paste to a roast, but that doesn't make it a red Thai roast.
Yeah.
Does it not?
Public service announcement: Jamie Oliver's a nonce, and that's just my opinion, not theirs.
He did try and make rice and peas with garden peas.
Oh, I fucking saw that. That's hilarious.
Nonce behaviour.
Yeah.
the amount of people I saw sharing that, like, no.
It's just outrageous, mate. Really, isn't it?
I mean, how do you do that?
Bloody culture.
How
vulture,
do you
mate.
actually
Get
do
back
that?
in your box.
Yeah.
The silly boy.
Go, give us back our Turkey Twizzlers, you twat.
That's why I've got that internalised hatred as a kid from the 90s. I'm like, you prick, Jamie. I remember when you came to my school. you
liked
took my-
them.
Yeah, you bastard dinosaur bloody turkey boys.
When he was hungover, I was
Yeah.
watching it, and like I hadn't slept a great deal when I saw how hungover he was. So I was feeling a little bit worse for where I was feeling, like, not so much delicate, but like I was like, oh, I could do with a bit more sleep. But when I saw him, I just had flashbacks to being horrendously
Plays it
hungover.
well, doesn't he?
And I was like, fuck me, I do not miss being that hungover. And I haven't been that hungover. Like, I've never been a party animal. Like, contrary to your suspicions, John. I've never been that kind of person. So like, but the times where I have been mad hungover, it's like, fuck that.
You need to
Fuck
get yourself
that.
invited to one of Kieran's pants on head parties.
Yeah, there's some after that.
Yeah, every 2
Get me a
weeks.
seat at that table, babe. I want some of the pants on head action, mate.
Pants on head fun. Yeah.
The unfortunate cousin of Johnny
Have you got
Longcock.
anyone that you want to be?
Hell, let's
Shit,
that,
yeah.
that was a nice conversation, but
Yeah.
let's be someone. I would be Tommy and know how to buy a caravan.
Okay.
Because it's like, surely you would have checked it out a bit more, do some research before you get there. Like, come on. Like, if you're buying something,
So preoccupied with what's inside the caravan, he forgot to think about the wheels.
come on. What was the decor, that thing you wanted?
Periwinkle blue.
Yeah.
Do you want to periwinkle blue?
Exactly. You don't want to be thinking about what that is.
About the what?
the
Periwinkle blue.
The periwinkle blue.
That's nice. It's got to be Dublin. At the end.
Yeah.
It's got to be much more ugly and aggressive, in terms of the way you say it.
Periwinkle blue.
That's well,
No, it's the blue that I'm fucking.
blue,
Yes.
Blue.
blue. It's almost like blue, like you blew the bloody doors off.
Blue.
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 Blue. Periwinkle blue.
Blue. Blue.
Periwinkle blue.
Blue.
So you just sound like the bear in the big blue house.
Blue.
Okay, Jordan has got American accents down way more than I do, and I think I'll take most European ones.
That's
I
really
can
strange.
barely do Northern. Just about, maybe
Just
a little
generic North.
I haven't heard you
bit. A
try
little bit of
Just
Huddersfield.
generic. All right.
because if there's something I
A
know
bit of
about Jordan,
Yorkshire.
Yeah, what was
Yeah.
Yardy Yorkshire.
Well, yeah. I mean, because all of my family in
guess
Yorkshire
I
are
am, yeah.
fucking half, are Jamaican. It's like
Yeah,
it's
Jamaican Northern.
My Jamaican accent is Northern Jamaican.
That's so cool.
My Northern accent is Northern Jamaican.
Yeah, damn.
yeah. So know how to buy caravans, people.
Yeah.
That's the moral of the story for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
Cool.
be Tommy and learn how to buy a fucking gun.
Yeah.
What we've learned from this is Tommy can't buy shit.
Yeah. Tommy can't buy
He doesn't know what he's doing. No,
No.
I mean, why would you not try a gun when you buy the gun?
Yeah.
Well, because you don't want to like. I mean, like a gun is one of those things that like you would have to go to a rifle range to try it
Or
out.
just like somewhere under a bridge.
Yeah,
It doesn't have to be. You
Boris
can't legally
doesn't-
buy a gun. I mean, no, you can legally buy a gun, but for what he wants the gun for, you're not going to legally go out and buy a gun.
Surely
are
you just
so you're not
trust-
going to go to like a rifle range and
Yeah,
try
but-
it properly.
Yeah.
But listen though, like
Just go shoot some fucking cans in a forest or something. Like you don't.
Probably should have
Yeah.
tried it before that.
yeah. But like, as if Boris is going to come to the forest with him. Like Boris is just going to be like, okay, very good. You'll take gun to forest, but you'll pay for it now. Like he's not going to like pay a deposit for the gun and then be like, I brought my receipt back. Could I pay for the full thing, please? Like he's obviously not going to do that. So it's like
You got to shop around then or something.
I guess you got to shop around. Like if there's
find
any
a better gun guy.
Amazon reviews, like you want some Yelp like
Find a
advice.
better
on
gun
it.
geezer.
Who would you be, John?
I think I'd be the geezer who makes the sausages.
Yeah.
Turkish gaff.
I mean, it's clearly a
Easiest
fucking
job
cushy
around,
job,
yeah.
isn't it?
It just seems to be fucking burning shit. You don't make me. He's actually making these sausages.
Doesn't actually ever have to be
No,
done either.
I'd be bricktop, but I wouldn't be such a greedy bastard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
got all at his fingers again, but he fucked it in a similar way to Lockstock.
And
All at his fingers, but he got too greedy and he fucked it, or too stupid.
he's smart as well because he knows who he can be bricktop to and who he has to be a little bit
Yeah,
more
you
humble
see
what-
around.
you see
See
in
with
that
those
in the
two
boxing
guys
match, yeah.
who we don't know anything about, but he's like, I'm
Big
sorry,
clients.
I'll make it up to you, blah blah
Yeah.
blah. And then the next person's like, oh, thanks for the tip, bricktop. He grabs him by the nuts. He's like, here, you fucking stop me from walking again, and I'll cut your Jacobs off.
Another reference to the Jacobs.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, if you would bring someone into the film, Jordan, who would you bring?
Darth Vader.
Go on.
Wow.
Right. Stay with me.
Okay,
What I'd do.
right. Would he have a Cockney accent?
Yeah. No, but what have you actually seen the video, the YouTube video of Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah, no. Have you actually seen it?
No, is that it?
Yeah, there's a Bricktop.
shit.
Someone's put voice lines from Bricktop
They have, yeah.
onto Darth
Oh,
Vader because obviously you don't
mate.
see his mouth move or anything.
Yeah,
It's
I
just-
need to see that.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah,
fucking jokes.
yeah.
Okay, so is it that? Is it that?
Yeah. I just make it Darth Vader. Make Bricktop same voice but Darth Vader.
Would it look like Darth Vader?
Because I mean, let's just think about the possibilities of what could happen from that. We've now introduced someone who is force sensitive into the world of Snatch. I think he'd probably know that there was people behind the window that waiting to shoot him when he asked for the shooter.
He could force the boxer down in the fourth round.
He could force the boxer down.
Yeah, there you go.
He'd just be force choking people left, right, and centre.
Left, right, and centre, mate.
He'd be force choking people to get them down in the fourth round.
Exactly.
He's just sitting there like Bricktop's watching, and he's just like sitting in the crowd, like giving it casually, just like slowly like choking the guy like in the seats. Just this is very visual medium. I was trying to figure out how I was going to make doing a force choke audible, and I can't do
So
it.
you do it and I'll audio describe it. Jordan raises his hand and slowly puts it in.
Who would you bring in?
So there's a lot of jazz flute. There's a lot of jazz flute in this film, and so I would bring in Ron Burgundy.
Yes, the jazz flute.
Yes, for some jazz flute. But you see how in Anchorman that he's like, oh, I totally didn't come prepared. Oh my god, there's a flute in my sleeve. So every single time that you hear jazz flute in Snatch, which I'm going to say is at least 6 times throughout the film,
Probably, yeah.
It's quite,
it's
a lot,
quite
yeah.
prominent. And there's like Ron Burgundy just kind of like walks into the back of the scene.
Yeah, he just wants to sit in
and
the
so he's just walking like minding his own business, and then suddenly every single time he's like, oh, I've got a flute in my sleeve. Oh shit! And then he just starts playing it, and then you hear the jazz flute. Next scene comes along, and he's just like strolling, and he's like walking across. Oh, fucking jazz flute! Oh, what the hell did this come from? And then starts playing it again.
See,
every single time it's the same thing.
I would like it to be like he's like late almost, and he's like rushing into the scene. You see him just like just fucking like tripping over his feet, like
He's like still he's running into the scene,
Yeah.
screwing the
just
flute
in the
together.
background, really small, like
or like
that
he's
was my flute impression.
it flippy dippy.
A callback. I love it.
Who would you bring, John?
Dude, I'm struggling to say. I think there's so many good people that would fit the bill.
Yeah,
Uh,
you just got to pick one.
You just have to. I mean, think about all those people.
Yeah.
Narrow it
down to one, and then say it out loud.
And then say it.
I feel like we'd be remiss to talk about Snatch and Lock, Stock without the possibility of having Michael Caine in there somewhere.
It's a good one.
Yeah,
Michael Caine's an iconic Cockney.
So where throughout, okay, like think about iconic Cockneys. Cockneys, if no. But so who would Michael Caine be? Like, whose side would he be on? Would he be like an opposite, like a nemesis of Bricktop?
He'd have to be, I think.
Yeah,
he's
going to be a good
though.
guy, isn't it? A good guy? He's going to be a good guy.
Yeah,
Michael Caine. He can't be a bad guy. Never seen him be a bad guy.
To be honest, yeah, you don't really see him being a bad guy.
I don't think he takes films where he's the bad guy.
So who are you bringing in then?
Davina McCall.
Okay, nicely. Is she doing a fitness DVD or?
She's out there. She's pumping some iron. She's doing some jumping jacks.
Right.
Hanging out with Vinnie Jones.
She's going down in the fourth.
She's going down. Well, my thought was she was a ring girl.
Okay.
And then she got with Mickey.
Right. Yeah.
And then it all went. She was the real brains.
Right.
Right. So she's been the head of the operation now.
Yeah, I mean, she's 30, 40 years out of, out of it now. I mean, but back in the day, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, very nice.
That's probably the most left of field bring I've ever.
Well, I was very on the spot.
Yeah.
Well,
I
again,
came up with Darth Vader, so I wouldn't complain.
It's nice to have a third female character in this film because we had the twins.
Yeah.
Do we have anyone else?
Again, it's
Mickey's mum.
Yeah, Mickey's mum, but she died.
It's
It's like you said last. Guy Ritchie he's not kind to women in
Doesn't
films.
really cater to.
He's just not.
So, John, would you stay indoors to watch Snatch?
Again, of course, I would stay indoors to watch it. It is a classic for us, but I mean, people outside of the.
I mean, it's in the list,
bubble,
mate. It's in the list.
I guess so. But
Can't be just us.
I just worry about our northern contingents, whether they actually give a shit about it.
Mate, I wonder about our fucking Swedish contingents.
Yeah.
Because we got listeners all over the place, mate. Like,
I'm pretty
You
sure.
guys are international bitches out
mate,
here.
like I wonder what our people from Iran and Kuwait are saying. Like,
Yeah.
are they going to understand the rhyming slang?
I mean,
I'm pretty sure
I don't,
the
and I live
majority of
here.
our listeners from Sweden were from my one friend in Sweden who now doesn't live in Sweden. So we might see those numbers diminish a little bit.
Oh,
if not-
we're still getting downloads there.
Oh yeah, but thank you, Sweden, for sticking with us.
Who started the deal, Sweden?
Oh,
I know some Swedish.
what?
Get
Okay,
me.
all
I
right.
learned some
There
stuff.
we go. See, that's what we bring to you. That's for you, even though that was not us.
This goes out to the
The one
Swedes.
guess.
Yeah, I would definitely stay indoors. It's in my top 5 films. This film, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. It's
Wow.
I like it.
one of my
but
favourites.
flip.
No, one of my absolute favourites. Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Stay indoors. If you leave, I will find you.
Even if you're in Sweden.
Yeah,
Jordan's
even if
getting on a
you're in-
plane.
I'm coming. What about you, Kieran?
I'm on the fence. More so.
Get off the fence.
So,
Get off it.
So last week it was like, okay, I get it, and I'll if it's on, I guess I'll enjoy watching it, and there's enough stuff for me. The things I liked about this one over Lock, Stock is how awesome Bricktop was.
Yeah.
There was some more character development, but it was the same kind of like, let's have the simple dialogue, get through the massive amounts of plot that we have to get through to make this all work within an hour and 30 minutes. So,
Well, I mean, you've really drawn it out, so we deserve an answer now.
Yeah. Give me an answer,
Yeah.
Kieran.
Get off that fucking fence.
no, I was pissed off too much. Stay outdoors.
No.
It's difficult. I mean,
No.
Will you admit that it's better than Lock, Stock?
oh yeah.
I think we're all in agreement.
Yeah.
Do you think it's better than Lock, Stock?
Yeah,
I
I
think it's
think
better
it
than
is,
Lock,
yeah.
Stock.
But then I don't feel comfortable saying stay indoors for Snatch and don't stay indoors for Lock, Stock because they're so similar.
Yeah, but they also don't lead on to each other. They're completely different stories. So you
Although
could,
there
you
are-
could
there are-
switch them up.
There are
So-
definite references.
I think
There
the,
are probably
I think the
references,
characters
yeah.
are stronger in this than they are in Lock, Stock.
Yeah.
I think so. The fact that Bricktop was literally just a barman who,
Yeah, exactly.
who was in like
exactly.
two
You think
scenes in Lock,
how
Stock was an
powerful
outrage.
a character he
What
is
an
in
actor.
this, and he's just like a barman that
Oh,
like, has like
man,
4
wasted.
lines in.
And Sting was there. Bugger Stim off, mate. Stim.
Bugger Stim.
Bugger Stim. Hello, Bugger Stim. Jesus, Bugger Stim.
Let
off.
no more Stim.
Get rid of fucking Sting, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
And bang
okay.
Bricktop in as the dad. You should have
Yeah.
done that. Guy Ritchie, you mug.
100%.
If someone's like, Kieran, do you want to watch Lock, Stock? Do you want to watch Snatch? I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll watch it. And I'll enjoy it more. I have to admit that when I'm watching films for this show, like I am trying to not like it, or if I'm not enjoying it a certain aspect, then I'll see that come up more obviously. Like as much as I'm willing like to give the benefit of the doubt, like if it comes up twice, then I'm going to see it coming up a third and fourth time a lot more, and that happened too many times for me with little bits here and there. So it's difficult. I would still say stay outdoors. So thank you for tolerating my very long answer.
Next week, we will be watching...
The Secret in Their Eyes.
Yes.
And I mean, John, I guess you can come back if you want to.
You just trying to drag me into the weird shows now.
No. It's just like, well, I don't want to say don't ever come back or thank you for, but like it was like, oh, you know, since
I mean, wait till you
like
hear the
Snatch so
recording
much.
and tomorrow and see whether it's actually coherent.
As soon as we see that the downloads just skyrocket after this one comes out, we'll be like, okay, well, clearly he's an asset. We'll keep him.
Obviously.
Clearly.
Yeah.
And is there anything you want to plug?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't do anything in my spare time.
No.
Nah, I mean, I was talking about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Screw it, man. I'll plug my old gym. I don't go there anymore. But Thurrock Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Academy in Thurrock. Hold tight, those guys. They're
Nice.
pretty good to me.
Thank you very much for joining us on the show, John.
Thank you
Thank
for
you
having
very
me,
much.
guys. It's been an interesting experience.
Okay,
Let's
right.
put it that way.
Okay.
I'll send you an evaluation form.
Yeah. You'll get my
Can you
feedback
give us
in
a
the
feedback?
post.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Yep, flippy dibby and bass.
Taters on.
That's all, folks. That's it for another episode. It's now the time where we say the things, and the things are: hey,
1,
you can check us out on social media.
2.
The handle for that is @250reasons on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Sorry, that should have been 1A.
Oh, okay.
2.
You can subscribe to us on various podcatchers, including
Subsection 2A.
Podbean, Acast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, I guess YouTube, but you know, get a bloody podcatcher. All of the things.
3.
You can send an email to 250reasons
At gmail.com.
Bitch.
Yeah, John's still here.
Yeah, I thought I'd just, you've been doing that so often, I thought I'd put a bitch in the end to see if I can flavour it up.
.com, bitch.
And you can send in your 15-second pitch. So if you think you can do a better job than me, then just say it into your voice notes and send that over in an email. Lovely jubbly. Anything else, Jordan?
Have a wonderful day.
Lovely. Bye now.
Bye.